So I usually do a slide where I go through each of the girls, but I feel like I'll just do more of a recap of the entire episode this time, just to save a little bit of time. Okay. So quickly, I'll go through each one. I'll give a top level, and then we'll go through the episode, and I'll give insights and everything. And as you listen, be sure to put your comments and your questions down below. So when it comes to Monica, we all know exposed for being the Bravo blogger and behind the DMs about Angie and all the rest of the women and all of her lies gets exposed and basically setting up Meredith to take the fall. So when it comes to Meredith, I loved that she made up with Lisa. I love that. I love Meredith and Lisa duo, and I hope that it sticks this time. I hope that Lisa finally got everything out, because I don't think that Lisa is angry with Meredith. I think she's still hurt and just needs Meredith to sort of like bow down a little bit more. So I hope that they get back together. Okay, Heather. Loving Heather this season. I think it's one of Heather's best seasons. I never thought that I would, be a Heather person, but this season she really, really won me over. And I'm happy that she's not letting up on Whitney. She's not just, catering to Whitney and just trying to bow down to her. I'm happy that she's calling her out for who she is. Okay, when it comes to Lisa Barlow, I'm happy that she finally let it go with Meredith. Like, she got it out for the one last time. Like, Lisa, that has to be your last meltdown over Meredith in the SEC filings and everything that happened last season. Like, you've had about 20 meltdowns about it. That has to be the last one. I love you, Lisa, but let it go. Whitney, miserable, mean, and insufferable, and she was just looking for a moment with Heather. Angie, this needs to be her last season. She was totally played by Monica, and she's a snooze fest. Monica played you like a freaking fiddle this entire season. Played you like a fiddle. She was the one who said the rumor that your husband was sleeping with men and cheating on you. She was the one who brought the rumor to the group that you're in the Greek mafia, that you owe the IRS hundreds and thousands of dollars, that your business is a fraud, that your husband is a scammer. Monica is the person who did this to you, not Meredith. But you just took the bait and just believed everything Monica said, hook, line, and sinker. Like, Angie, do you even know Monica? Like, did you know Monica before the show? And you're just going to take everything she says as if it's Bible? Angie, bye. Angie's just a complete snooze fest to me. Oh, Tay says he loves Angie. Ah! That's funny. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the episode right now. This is from Reality Blurb. Let's see if the troubled waters in Bermuda have settled down for our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Someone might end up swimming with the fishes if they do not resolve their conflicts. So let us go back and enjoy the sights of the Bermuda-full island. So Heather invites Monica on a walk on the beach to chat about the night before. She lets her know that the topics of sex for her, and especially her kids, is off limits. Monica now realizes she should not have gone there and must now produce another way to get camera time. Heather then inquires about who Monica thinks is behind the fake social media accounts. She infers that Meredith could have done it, but Monica is reluctant to believe that. Monica thinks this is her kind of behavior, but would never send herself DMs. Side note, this scene kept me focused on Heather's green hat and purse, which she was carrying and then plopped on her head. Is Heather's hat a converted purse? Sorry, I digress. Okay, so this part of the episode, you guys, what I actually think was the most important part of that scene was Monica telling on herself. When Monica says, "Oh, I didn't think Meredith would do that. I didn't think that any of you guys would do something like that. That's something I would do." That was her telling us who she is. And remember when Heather was like, what? Like, why would you say that? Like, don't say that about yourself and send things to you. And Monica kept laughing. She's like, oh, well, no, like, I wouldn't send them to myself. Yeah, she wouldn't send them to herself, but she would send them to Meredith. She'd send them to other people. She'd post them on Instagram. She'd post them on Twitter. When she said that's something I would do, she was basically admitting this is something I did. You got to listen to people when they talk to you because they will always expose themselves. To me, that was the most important part of that conversation. Okay. Meredith gets a call from Seth and drones on about her situation, and I found myself lulled almost asleep. She shares that everyone is ganging up on her. Meredith thought Lisa's behavior was crazy. Seth tells Meredith to ignore the questionable behavior and enjoy the beautiful island. Okay, to me, the most important part of that scene was I always believed Meredith from day one when it came to whether or not it was Monica or Meredith who sent the DMs. Just energetically, Meredith to me seemed like she was telling the truth. And I don't see Meredith actually doing something so sloppy that could be easily digitally tracked back to her, like with like IP addresses and everything. Like this day and age, there's no thing, there's no thing, there's no nothing anonymous, right? Just like Lisa said, I'll get my cybersecurity on it. There's nothing anonymous anymore with IP addresses and cookies and, all this stuff going on. And you can't do anything anonymous. They will find you. They will find you. I don't think Meredith would be this sloppy. I really don't. And I also don't think Meredith has the time. And I always believed her because she seemed like she was consistent. Her body language seemed like she was telling the truth. And she was genuinely trying to figure it out, just like we were when she was talking to Seth. She was like, listen, she's like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on and things coming out. I don't know what's happening. She was very sincere when she took Angie aside and was like, hey, she's like, listen, I know we beef, but girl, we need to talk because there's actually something going on. It was a moment of like, yeah, we beef for camera time and storyline, but listen, there is somebody after you, but it ain't me. Same thing happened with Meredith talked to Heather. She was like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And Heather, like us, had our candy cane thinking hat on and was like, you know what? You need to nip this in the bud with Monica. Because I think Heather knew Monica was not to be trusted and that something was up with her. Because I think Heather got Monica's number a few episodes ago. I would say where it turned for Heather liking Monica was during Heather's butter churning party. Whatever we did not see at that party, I think really turned Heather against Monica. Monica must have done something or said something where Heather was like, you're fake, you're phony, you're not to be trusted. Because that was the moment their friendship dynamic changed. That was the moment when Heather really realized Monica was a fraud and not to be trusted. That's when it changed. And so to me, Meredith has been consistent. And I just it never made sense for it to be Meredith. Never made sense. Okay. Whitney and Angie decide to play tennis to help with their aggression. Angie cannot hit the ball even when she pictures Meredith's face. She is blown away that Meredith is continuing to spread negative rumors about her. Again, Angie, less than smart. You can't just believe what everybody says to you. Personally, when people come to me and they're like, oh, Candy, this person said this about you, I always question the person who is telling me this more than the person who allegedly said something. Unless this is like my best friend, person who I know through and through only has good intentions for me. Because you always have to squint about stuff like that. Whitney cannot believe that Meredith had cake with them after being verbally spanked at dinner. Who knows, that might be a turn on for her, right, Seth? She wants to know why Heather came from Monica. Whitney is annoyed that Heather talked about her boudoir photo shoot in her Bad Mormon book. She claims that she is triggered by Heather's comments in her book. She needs to know we all get triggered by her baby talk infused with Valley Girl every episode. Agreed. Whitney, to me, her voice is insufferable. And when she tries to pull sentences together and there's these long gaps in between words, it's a lot. It's a lot. Lisa has planned for the ladies on the catamaran, which she defines as a super sick, strong boat, and production shades for her lack of knowledge. Meredith specifically does not listen to what the itinerary is since she is wearing stilettos on a boat. She must live in an alternate universe and she is never on the same page as all the other ladies. Angie, whose glasses resemble a side view mirror, is wearing stilettos and a cover up that looks like a rainbow colored fishnet. Does anyone know proper boat etiquette? Whitney is giddy, saying that the boat has a stripper pole and cannot wait to mount it, wearing a skirt. She really is an attention seeking and cannot stop herself from exploiting her own vagina. Heather chats with Meredith, who feels like they are icing her out. She's surprised that Meredith's resting bee face has not shown any emotion when confronted about the rumors. Meredith shares that Monica told her rumors on the plane from Palm Springs and suspiciously received DMs herself. Heather looks perplexed and is not sure what to believe, but she must see that Jen Shah trained this newbie well. See, that's the thing. I don't think Jen Shah trained Monica. I think Monica single white femaled Jen Shah. That's what I think. I don't think that Jen Shah was even, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think that Jen Shah even knew how Monica was. Because I do think it was Monica who leaked a lot of Jen Shah's information about her screaming at the fashion designer, about her finances and the feds and all of that stuff on her like fake accounts. So I don't think that Jen Shah trained Monica. I think Monica's single white female Jen Shah. I think she studied her. I think she targeted her. And then I think she tried to take her down because she wanted to take her place. Like I think it's really a mental weirdness, disposition, something going on. Like there's something very scary about all of it. And, I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to be clear that when I talk about, mental or disorders, I'm not being disrespectful at all. I'm actually being genuine when I say this. I do think there's something very scary about how Monica has moved. If it because again, this is speculation, but if it turns out that these allegations are true, it's very scary how much she infiltrated these women's lives, going to Heather's beauty lab and laser and then not paying the $2,000 bill but trying to get into her life, seeking out Jen Shah, becoming an assistant, taping her, creating these fake accounts and not telling anybody, trying to expose the women, and then getting on the show however the hell she did that without exposing who she is. I mean, this is some actual weird stuff. Like, this is some really scary stalker behavior. And now I understand why Heather was like, I don't ever want to film with this person. Monica needs to be evaluated. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm being serious. Like, I'm being dead serious. I think there's really like a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, ticky ticky boom going on. And I'm being serious when I say that. I'm not being rude. I'm not being hateful. I'm not being any of those things. I'm being genuinely, there's a tick there. Like there's something wrong. Anyway, let's get back to the article. Okay. Meredith pulls Monica aside while she's eating her tacos. Monica is now backpedaling about the mafia comments. She recalls they Googled Greek mafia in Utah to see if it was a real thing. Meredith is telling Monica she is the one that was sharing this information. Lisa starts yelling for Meredith to stop lying and accept responsibility for her actions. Someone really pulled Lisa's chain in this episode since she's behaving like an aggressive, chatty Cathy doll. See, that's the thing. Lisa, I love Lisa, but this has to be the last time she goes off on Meredith. Let it go. Lisa doesn't care about the DMs about Angie. She doesn't care about Monica's DMs. Lisa is still triggered by Meredith and what Meredith did about the SEC filings and about saying she did favors for Vita Tequila. That's what Lisa is triggered about. Lisa is triggered about Lisa. But we need to put a pin in it, okay? Angie then dives in to remind them she's a reputable businesswoman with a multi-million-dollar business. Meredith then interjects that she does not want to be narrated, but someone needs to since she is stuck in silent mode. Whitney tells Meredith she engaged in the same pattern of behavior with her and she needs to own it and it will go away. Meredith storms off. That's what I'm saying. I said this before. I'll say it again. Whitney, either less than smart, And in her mind, she actually thinks that her and Meredith were in this diabolical cahoots plan to take down Lisa, or she's just lying and being manipulative and trying to, um, throw Meredith under the bus to hide her own accountability and starting rumors about Lisa. Because actually, on the show, Meredith did not tell Whitney any rumors about Lisa. The rumors that Whitney brought to the show were rumors that her and Jen Shaw came up with, that Lisa was doing favors to get Vita tequila distributed. The rumors Whitney brought to the show was that Lisa was doing BJs for jazz tickets and that she was doing all that stuff for like social status and everything like that. And Whitney said she heard that at one of the shows or the games or whatever. And that's when Heather was like, I didn't hear that. And that's when Whitney and Heather had their big falling out. So Whitney and Meredith brought two different sets of rumors to the show. And the ironic part is that's actually the same exact thing that happened because, again, Monica is a stalker and stalks the show. That's the same exact dynamic that happened between Monica and Meredith when it came to the Angie K rumors. Because remember, Meredith was like, oh, we don't want to talk about the husbands. We want to talk about the rumors. I know all this stuff about Angie. But again, Meredith never once said what it was, ever. When Whitney and Lisa were at, I think it was the Easter party, right? At Angie's Easter party. I think it was there. It was either there or some party, whatever it was. And Whitney was like, Monica, what was Meredith was saying she has all these rumors. Like, what are the rumors? Blah, 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 blah. And Monica was the one on camera said, oh, I've heard these rumors too. Again, Monica never said Meredith told me these rumors. Monica said, I've heard rumors too. And she said, I heard that Angie's husband has sex with men and he's cheating on her, right? But then on Watch What Happens Live, Monica said, oh, that wasn't even the rumor that Meredith was talking about. Meredith herself said, and so did the other women, whoa, we haven't heard that. That's not what I was talking about. So why would Monica say a rumor that she knew Meredith wasn't even talking about in the conversation where Whitney and Lisa were talking about Meredith saying that she knew these rumors? You got to really listen and watch because, again, Monica never said Meredith said this to her. And she told a completely different rumor than and she knew what Meredith was talking about, apparently, because she even said, oh no, Meredith was talking about something else. So then why would Monica say that? See? Same exact dynamic. Talking about Meredith and rumors, but yet Whitney bringing a completely different set of rumors to the show, and Monica bringing a completely different set of rumors to the show, but yet they keep trying to say, oh, it's Meredith bringing the rumors to the show. No, Meredith is a lawyer and she is very strategic and she's very smart. To be honest with you, Meredith has not brought a single thing to the show other than that Lisa Barlow allegedly did favors to get Vita distributed. Other than that, Meredith hasn't brought anything to the show and was talking about Lisa's SEC filings because Meredith was on her get back for Lisa's hot mic moment. But other than that, all the other rumors about Lisa, that was Whitney. All the rumors about Angie, literally all of them, was Monica. See? Okay. I then see Whitney and Monica, who just had a dry shaved her legs in the van, jump in the ocean. Salty water and razor burn are painful. Meredith approaches Angie and wants to talk it out. She admits to calling Monica since she previously mentioned the content in the DMs. Angie is annoyed that Meredith is calling her a fraud and suggesting that she has some bad B. Meredith wants to reset until the next time her DMs trill and be pleasant to each other. She hilariously tells Heather and Lisa that Angie is taking a hit out on her, and I'm glad she's woken up from her self-imposed coma. Meredith shares with Lisa in the van that Brooks got signed with Ford Models. She mentioned that Brooke told Meredith to rely on Lisa since she is supportive. Monica is stewing watching these former BFFs make nice. Whitney then shares that Justin has a nice nose for going down on her. Ugh, 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 ugh. I cannot. Yeah, I agree with this writer. She says, I just cannot with this twit. That's the perfect word for Whitney. She's a twit. She then tries to elicit info from Heather, who has made it clear that she does not want to talk about her sex life or her kids. Whitney wants to be empowered and not shamed when Heather shuts her down. This is another thing, Whitney. You're the hypocrite, because if you want to be empowered about your sex life, why do you care that Heather wrote about it in her book? And she didn't write about your sex life. She wrote about the first time she met you when she was a boudoir photographer and you were her client. She wasn't talking about you and Justin's sex life by itself. She was talking about her experience and how she met you. But yet you have a problem with it. You can't have it both ways, Whitney. You are a twit. Anyway, while getting ready for dinner, Monica is getting her makeup done. Whitney comes in and takes over the chair since she clearly needs it more. Monica is stewing that she must do damage control when Meredith tries to shift the narrative. She's clearly trying to figure out her place in this group with the shifting alliances. That's the thing. You can't get in. You can't. Monica, if you haven't gotten the memo yet, the ladies tolerate you. They don't actually like you, and you don't actually fit in the group. You really aren't a fit. The ladies get all dressed up to go to dinner at a restaurant called Blue. We find out that Lisa takes the most selfies, and I thought it would be Whitney for sure. Monica talks about having a migraine, and she's clearly trying to get sympathy from Meredith. Heather shares that she was struck with facial paralysis when she was stressed out by her divorce. The van. Lisa thinks that she and Meredith are like sisters and they can move past stuff. This is the thing. Not Monica. Lisa? Oh, wait. Lisa and Meredith are not hypocrites. Lisa and Meredith are friends who have been friends for many years. They happen to have had a fight, but yet they are able to move past it and get it back together. And that also goes to what I was saying the entire time. Lisa was not going after Meredith because she actually wanted to support Monica or even Angie. Lisa was going after Meredith because she was still hurt because of what Meredith did last season. And so now that I think Lisa finally got it out of her system, now she'll be able to move on, because Lisa lashing out at Meredith was never about Monica or DMs or Angie. It was always about her still being hurt about what Meredith did to her. And so now that she's got that out of her system, of course she's going to be back friends with her because she got the hurt out. You see what I'm saying? Also, I have a different take on what Monica was talking about when she said she had a migraine and the left side of her face was hurting. She didn't have a migraine. Her face wasn't hurting, and the other girls didn't get it. But the way I read that was Monica was shading Lisa, who was sitting next to her. Like, oh, I have a migraine. The left side of my face is like burning and I can't feel it, because Lisa was on her left side. So when she was complaining about that, it was either, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it a euphemism? I think it was a euphemism when she was saying that, or a metaphor, whatever the term is, you guys. Metaphorically, she was calling Lisa the migraine and the reason why her face was burning on my left-hand side, because Monica was stewing. She was so mad that her little diabolical plan was falling apart. She really thought she was going to go up on this show and manipulate and lie and divide people and set people up, and she was going to get away with all of it. She was going to be victim of the year, and that she was going to take these women down. That's what she really thought in her little pea brain. But girl, the call is coming from inside the house. The jig is up, okay? That's why she got so mad when Lisa and Meredith made up, because she's like, wait a minute. If they made up, then it's going to make it harder for me to blame all of this on Meredith. It's going to be harder for me not to be exposed. That's why she got so mad. Because why would Monica care if Lisa and Meredith made up. This also goes back to my conspiracy theory that I said last week when we were talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, when I broke down why I thought the DMs were from Monica and not Meredith. Remember I said that the reason why Monica asked Lisa to go visit her family with her was because she was trying to butter Lisa up to get her on her side, because right after she asked Lisa to take her to be the person to visit her family, when by all accounts she should have asked Heather, since Heather is the closest to her and Heather was the one who put the Bermuda trip together for her to see her family. So logic would dictate Meredith or Monica should have asked Heather. But the reason why she asked Lisa was because she knew Lisa and Meredith still had a beef. And so she was trying to get people on her side to plant the narrative that it was Meredith who was sending the DMs and doing all this stuff to get the heat off of herself, because Meredith didn't take the bait the night before when she was trying to get her to say on camera all the stuff about Angie, and Meredith didn't take the bait, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. My DMs are full. Girl, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's when she was like, wait a minute. If Meredith doesn't take the bait, then I'm going to go down for this. And so she chose Lisa because Lisa was very vocal about how she was still hurt and pissed off and didn't trust Meredith. And I'm not sure about this friendship, blah, 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 because she was all in her feelings still. It was strategy. And then Lisa was the one who gave her, Lisa didn't mean to, because again, Lisa was just in her feelings. Lisa was the one who gave Monica the idea that Meredith was setting her up, when the truth was Monica was setting Meredith up. And you could see it in Monica's face when Lisa said, oh, Meredith is setting you up because she did the same thing to me last season. And Monica's face kind of changes, and you can tell she's kind of like spinning things. And then that's why when Angie confronted Monica, and all of a sudden Monica was like, oh yeah, well, I didn't say this to Lisa, but I remembered that this is what Meredith said and this is what Meredith did. Meredith called me about the DMs, and now I remember, and I'm thinking now, like, maybe she set me up, and maybe like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I was like, girl, it's really funny how your narrative changed once Lisa said to you, oh, Meredith is setting you up, that all of a sudden your narrative changed to Meredith is setting me up. But prior to that, your narrative was me and Meredith were talking about Angie together. Which is it? Did Meredith set you up, or were the two of you together in cahoots talking about Angie? It can't be both. Which is it? See? That's what I really think was going on there. All right. Meredith quickly pivots when Monica wants resolution, and she asks what everyone has planned for their summer. Heather shares her daughter is going to Florence, and she is living vicariously through her. Lisa gets emotional thinking about Jack leaving this summer to go on his mission. She is fearful that once he leaves, he will never want to live back home again. Whitney, well, that kind of is what happened when kids grow up. Anyway, Whitney has decided to give Lisa some grace, since she can clearly see Lisa does have emotions and has a legitimate reason to be sad. Whitney just wants her muse Lisa back. That's the thing. Like, everybody likes to hate on Lisa, but then they're so obsessed with her. Whitney wants to go to the oldest bar on the island, which we know will be a disaster. Angie stupidly wants to play a game, but then Heather's book is brought up. Whitney, who shockingly can read, thought that Heather talked about her sexuality openly in the book. Heather reminds Whitney that she read to her what she was going to be published and took out a part about not wearing pants at Whitney's request. So again, Whitney's being exposed as a liar and looking for a moment, and she's the actual hypocrite, not Heather. She reminds her that she was a boudoir photographer and Whitney was a sexy model who hired her for photos. Whitney needs to get her panties out of a wad, since this is utter nonsense that she's upset about this. I am upset as a viewer that I thought these two cousins found each other on 23andMe, not in a cheesy photo studio. Heather tells Whitney she sounds like an idiot, making this an issue while stumbling over bar stools to run out of the bar. She calls Whitney drunk and crazy while she is running after her in the parking lot. Heather must run across the street the street to escape this fool, while production sprints across the street to chase Heather down. She's rude to the producer, who is paid to listen to this nonsense. Whitney thinks Heather is running from the truth, but Heather is trying to get out of earshot of that voice. Whitney must recognize she's the only one who is exploiting her vagina. That part. The season finale is the next episode, so we'll have to wait it out. Oof, you guys. Dun, 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 dun. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the last episode and all the stuff going down. But at this point, I want what is talking on the phone. I want it to be Monica being exposed as the Bravo blogger behind Reality Von Tease, and that she's been the one sending all of these DMs to people, and that she tried to set up Meredith. That's what I really want to see happen. Because at this point, it needs to be that or something crazier. It can't be the beauty lab thing, and it can't be anything less than that, because they dragged it out for your season. I thought we were going to learn about this mid-season. I've never heard of the Real Housewives having the season finale during a cast trip. Usually the season finale is at a big party, some type of huge party event, but never on a cast trip. So I don't know what's going on right now, but it is what it is, okay? So with that, you guys, put it down below what you guys think. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat. And I will take some candy cane questions and comments in the meantime. All right, you guys, here we go. I'm just going to start. I'll start at the top. And if I miss anybody's comment, I apologize. And I'm going to get through as many as I can, okay? So Tay Tay says, first one in. Welcome.